Yeah.
Wagwan. Sak pase. Makbule. My friend.
Yo, we got a full house tonight, low key.
Oh, it's lit.
Yeah, I'm saying Lethal is back in the building. If you don't know now, you know this is Lethal Podcast. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. For those of you that aren't following us, it's Lethal_lips with a Z _podcast. Please do not confuse us for the porn star. We're tired of getting weird ass emails and weird ass requests. That's a dud. We have a special guest in the building. Y'all already know how we do. Introducing another artist, Johnnie Floss.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all having me.
Thank you for being here. We're gonna talk.
We don't introduce ourselves enough, goddamn.
We don't. Yeah, that's true.
This is goddamn Slim in this bitch, the baddest bitch on every podcast, on any podcast. Okay, and this is the Gladiator Silver.
Sexy
Sylvie.
Yeah.
You feel me?
SNS, you heard?
Man, she wants the hands with anybody.
Any and everybody.
Anybody.
I'm from Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Let's go.
Y'all got me taking out my braids. I'm riding a nice high right now. I'm in a good mood. So. We're going to start with our first segment where we do a little bit of celebrity gossip, you feel me? So we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook. God, that's a tongue tie.
Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
Okay.
The funniest NBA player ever.
That be playing 0 games though, mind you, because he was not with the shit. So pretty much, he had a fan say something to the effect of "Get on your knees, get back on your knees like you used to do."
Yeah.
He said that he felt like it was a sexual preference. A racial reference. I think he kind of felt more of it was a sexual reference, but he didn't want to. He wanted to steer away from that. Yeah, I feel like he wanted to steer away from the whole LGBT community getting his ass was trying to say something that really isn't offensive at all anyway. But him feeling offended, because I feel like if he would have said like, yeah, I was offended that he said that shit. I feel like the LGBT community not finna have to be real sensitive.
What you offended
about? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So I feel like for him to steer away from that, he said, which especially in the climate now where the racial thing is a big deal. Obviously, we're calling out everything. I feel like he rode that wave because it was the safest wave to ride. So pretty much though, he said it was a racial slur or something to that nature. But now the fan is permanently banned. Now, how do you guys kind of feel about that? Because I think sometimes, well, at least I thought with sports, like it's room where they create a space for like aggressive behavior in a sense, right? Like everybody is like super passionate about it. You hear crazy shit on the field all the time when fans are wilding and like saying stuff. That seems to be like the sports culture a little bit.
Basketball. Hold on. Let's talk about all sports.
Here go Rico.
In football, you have the stands that separate the fans from the players.
Yes.
And soccer, you got the stands that separate the fans from the players. In hockey, there's a glass that separates the fans. Yes. Basketball is the only sport in America, and even in baseball, you got the stands that separates the fans from the players. Basketball is the only sport where the more money you pay, the closer you can get to the action. You feel me? There's nothing separating the players from the fans. You know what I'm saying? When they inbound on the ball, the fans are sitting like arm's length away from these players. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing protecting if you playing football and a fan is yelling some wild shit in the stands, you can't even hear them because they're so far away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like a nigga standing 3 feet away from you yelling wild crazy shit, that's crazy disrespectful. Mm-hmm. And the NBA made rules back back in Detroit, the Malice at the Palace,
right?
When a fan threw a beer on Ron Artest, and he went in the stands and he still was fucking niggas up.
Wow.
And there was a big brawl.
Good times.
Hold on.
That's when I was a Lakers fan.
I was with that, but that's
Lakers
not
was
to
with
cut you
all
off,
the
but,
smoke, baby.
So
Lakers was like, what's good? What's up?
You can't do that in no other sports. You feel me?
Yeah.
So a fan threw a beer on it, so he started fucking people up, and like he got banned for a whole season. The player. So they made, you know what I'm saying? So the NBA made rules, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was about to ask though then. So do you feel like they should get fined then?
Hold on. They always get fined.
Right.
He still got fined.
He did.
The rules are to protect the fans from the players. There are no rules set in place to protect
the
players from these fans.
Wow.
So I appreciate the fact that this fan got fucking kicked out, because you can't say no disrespectful shit
Banned
like that to
for
somebody.
life.
Yeah.
Because it's like Russell said, yo, bro, if we was on the streets, you wouldn't have said no shit to me like that, because I'd have fucked you up.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Don't think just that's like you at work, you feel me, and somebody come in and talk to you wild spicy. They can't do that to you, because at the end of the day you a person.
We know what you said.
They won't even be able to get it.
That's like somebody walking into the studio right now and it's talking wild spicy.
I wish
they gonna get hands and feet put on them.
Facts.
So do you think they should start implementing more rules anyway for fans to kind of like pipe down? Maybe
not even pipe down. It's certain lines of disrespect you don't cross. You can say "bull, you suck" all day.
Right.
You feel me? Or "I hate you." Or
That's regular.
But that's kind of like giving an inch and then allowing people to take a mile.
No, it's not.
These people don't know no boundaries.
There's a difference between heckling and telling somebody get back on your knees like you used to.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between disrespect and heckling as a fan.
See, here's my thing. So it's two things.
It's not a thin line to me. It's a very big line.
One is like, all right, cool. Everything Rico just said, right? But then we also have to think about it is when it comes to like sports, it's very aggressive. It's very like in your face. There's no, in terms of like the heckling or whatever, there's no rules. There's nobody who said, you could say you're, like you said, like you suck or whatever.
Don't say suck my dick. Like,
but you can't. I've been in situations. First of all, I used to play ball. In high school. I was on varsity, and we used to fight after every game.
Think about it, because people are wild.
We used to fight after every game, right?
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Because one, it's like people say whatever they want. Like there's no police in that.
That's true.
People say whatever they want, but you can't control how somebody reacts.
Exactly.
That's the only thing. So I don't feel like him.
Because if Rush would have jumped in a crowd and whipped on that nigga, it'd have been a whole. He'd have got banned for a whole. But
I'm on the fence though, because at the end of the day, when you're a professional, because it's not like you're like me who was just a student athlete.
Right.
You a professional ball player.
Right.
You get paid the big bucks.
Right.
And people are gonna talk shit on or off screen.
Okay.
In or not in person. You have to be able to ignore them and not say nothing to them, not address them.
I don't care.
You know how many racist people attend these games, especially football games, because they're not in your face talking to you. It's kind of like an indirect thing, and they do that with artists too, where sometimes they just say things to get your attention.
Of course.
Sometimes they don't even really feel like that.
Okay. Right.
It's some shit like, yo, I really love this dude. I really but they minds twisted. So they like, let me say some shock value shit to get his attention.
But
it's wrong as fuck. It's wrong as fuck. But at the end of the day, he still got a job to do.
Right, and he
like,
didn't
that's
jump.
The only
right,
thing.
and he didn't jump in the stands and put hands on. He stayed right where he didn't move.
I feel like Westbrook is human, so he's gonna respond in certain types of
Yeah,
ways.
he didn't hit him.
It's hard to not respond with that same energy, especially when you are doing a job, you minding your business, and you're trying to be like above
I feel like he just so happened to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things you can hear and not hear. He just so happened to hear that. So it was the time and the place, and he seen the space and opportunity, and he was trying to get it shaken with boy and his. He said, "I'll fuck you and your wife up."
Yeah, he sure did.
Now this the thing.
Like,
for me, it's like it's two things, right? So that's the gift and the curse of the NBA. Like you said, the NBA. That's the only sport where you get that experience. So it's lit.
Yeah.
Like if you on the floor, you know what I'm saying? It's popping. But at the same time, like you said, he is human, and I feel like Westbrook himself, I feel like a lot of these people do things for clout.
Yeah,
if you could
that's what I'm saying.
If you could see, the dude got an interview behind that, and nobody knew who this dude was. So my thing is, why interview him? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Same thing with the
Hey,
kid
what
when
made you say that?
the kid touched Westbrook. He knew that he was gonna. That kid knew he was gonna get a reaction from that particular player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's
now
true.
it's like,
Exactly.
and then when he
he's
touched him and
spicy
spoke
one.
to him, the kid was like, "Oh my God!" Like, so
That's
that he
what I'm
really did that.
saying.
Yeah, but he had to let his
He was
parents
still
know. He was like, yo,
wrong.
listen,
Right,
chill. I
exactly.
understand. If that was a
Yeah.
grown ass man,
Right.
it'd have been a different response.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't touch me. You don't get paid.
Because Westbrook had every right to slap the
Yeah,
father.
you don't
That's a
touch
fact.
me.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
There's thousands
like you said,
upon
it's
thousands of fans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you never know whose ideals are coming to the game, whose racism is coming to the game, colorism, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you still gotta have the head in the game. The way I equate sports are like
He did.
like
He bust
he
ass
did.
that game.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I think
that's
he
a
used that
fact.
energy
I'm
and
just
put it
saying
into-
overall though, overall though, like I understand the whole wanting to have repercussions or whatever for the fans, but that's not realistic because realistically, I equate sports to war. You know what I'm saying? That's white people's version of, you know what I'm saying, like duke it out, like football, duke it out on some professional shit.
Yeah, between the players. You came to fucking watch, my nigga.
Right, so how do you feel
Yeah,
about...
but that's like fucking gladiator shit.
But listen,
where it's like
how do you
all
feel
of these
about-
people are in the stands
I see
watching
what you're
y'all
saying.
fight, watching
that's-
y'all
I see what
battle,
you're
watching
saying.
y'all play sports, watching y'all go head to head or whatever. The
That's
case
why
may
I
be.
was trying
it's
to
a
figure like
spectator
is
shit.
that's the
Spectating
culture of the
means
sport
watch,
for the
too.
most
Right,
part.
so that's why I say, what is
But you
crossing-
can't
what is-
control what people
right,
say.
Right, so I give you that.
So if
now,
I hear it, I'm like, yo, security, get him the fuck out of here.
now
That's it.
what's your take on...
If you was a gladiator, would have killed your ass for talking to the fans.
Okay, but gladiators were slaves. Come on.
You don't think these? Come on, bro.
Stop.
Get what I'm trying to say
These
right
niggas
now.
wasn't no,
you
this-
don't
come
think
on,
these?
come on.
You
But
don't
what's the
think these
line,
sports
though?
players
What's the
are
line then? Because I understand what you're
slaves
saying.
a little bit, a tiny
That's what you're
bit.
saying, but what's the line then? With all that being said, what's the line?
This is
Was-
my-
We
was-
can't
was
have these
Ron Artest
conversations and then in the
wrong?
But
other
you-
end
And
of the
that's
stand
what
talk
I
about
want to know
progression.
because then if you
What
start
we talking
banning,
about then?
because
Of
then that's
course,
the thing
we
now.
want to
If
talk
you
about
start-
progression, but you gotta. There has to be some flexibility within the actual teams and the organization.
There is flexibility.
as
Yeah, that's what I
opposed
wanna
to
know.
the
Don't cross the
fans.
line.
There ain't no.
So what's
Ain't
the
no
line?
don't
What's
cross
the
the
line
line.
being crossed?
You
The
can say
line that
whatever
he's
you
say-
talking
you
about
can say- no,
is
no.
literally
You
the
saying-
line on the court.
No.
That's
No,
the
no, no,
line that you talking about.
No.
Because
He's
other
saying
than
you can
that,
heckle.
other than that, First Amendment says I can say whatever the fuck I want.
All right, and
That's true.
and this is a privately owned organization, and as a member of this organization, if I feel disrespected because you are crossing the line, I should have every right to tell security to get you the fuck up out of here. And that's a reason
So-
why. Hold on, and there's a reason why this man is banned from NBA games for life. He can never go to an NBA game again.
It's a fact.
Period.
And he
See,
deserves
and then
that.
when you guys ask
So
about
what's
the
the- I
line,
wanna
that's
know
why
what's the
I
line.
asked because
Right.
that's why I
So
asked
for you, what's the
that.
line? Because I feel like Ron Artest wasn't wrong at all. You're not gonna throw no
Listen,
fear on
I'm
me.
with
And just because
all
I get
the
paid millions,
smoke.
and I
No,
should be
you
okay
not.
with
Because
it.
you're
with all
saying
the
they gotta
smoke.
deal with it.
Nah, I'm with all the smoke in terms of how you react because you cannot tell somebody how to react. But at the end of the day, you also cannot control the fans.
I
you
can
can't.
tell motherfuckers
So
not
how?
to throw
So
beans
how,
at people.
how can they go about controlling them then? Because you have to have some
Well,
type
that's
of
what I
control while you
wanted
at
to
the
know
game.
because then if
Because
you
if that's
start
the case,
banning.
that means people could just streak on the court
But
and
here's
then let
the
them
thing,
go.
though.
They get arrested
The
for a
more
reason.
money you have, like he said, the closer your seats. So if you have a season pass, you think they about to sacrifice people having season passes?
They don't give
for,
a fuck.
for
'Cause that-
more
'cause
space
that
and
seat
to
is
put a
gon-
border up on the basketball
No,
court.
because that nigga with a season pass that violated the rules, his season pass is revoked. Now
Yeah,
somebody
facts.
else could buy that seat
Yeah,
now.
Facts.
That's all. That's what happens. Because somebody else wanted
It's
to go to that
gonna be-
game.
But I want to know.
But when you ask what the line is, that's
Right,
why
that's
I
what I
asked
wanna
then.
know.
Like, if you start banning people now for saying things that, we deem as disrespectful, obviously, then what is the line?
I
Because
think it
then,
should be
like,
up to
for
the players.
everybody that.
I think it should be up to players. If somebody says something to a
But
player,
some people
they-
are more sensitive than others.
Hold on,
Right.
and hold
Right.
on. Let me speak. If a player feels like Russ situation, if he'd be like, listen, security, he said this, that, and the third, so he was like, we deem that that's some foul shit. You got to get up out of here. If somebody said, boo, you suck, and it was like, oh, my feelings hurt, they'd be like, yo, fam, you got to deal with that. I feel like
Yeah.
between the players and the officials, they should be able to police that.
Facts.
They should.
Should.
I
You
agree
think
with
they
that. I think
can?
they
Of
should.
course.
I
Because
ain't
not
gonna have
every-
no choice now because now
Yeah.
niggas getting banned. Now
Listen,
everybody gonna watch
I mean,
what
I
they
guess
saying
if
now.
you start
'Cause it
to,
ain't
when you
15,000
start,
people saying
when
suck
you
my
start
dick.
making an example out of people too by banning someone for life,
Yeah.
it's gonna make people second guess what they say.
Because
when
I'm
they
not,
come to
because I
sports,
paid
so.
thousands of dollars for these tickets, and I'm not trying to fucking
fuck that up,
give that up
yeah.
just because I want to tell motherfuckers
And
to
if
suck
you're
my
a stand
dick.
like that, you're gonna want to be.
Mind you,
at
they
the
getting
game.
heckled
It's
the
some
whole
people
game.
that feel like because they spend all that money, they have the right to say
And-
that.
but they're
shit.
wrong, though.
That, of course,
And
they're
they getting
wrong.
heckled
I'm
the
just
whole
trying
game, even down to the free throws. They could go like this
Yeah,
and
they
try to make them
right.
miss.
They
They getting heckled the whole,
Facts.
literally the whole
Yeah.
They
game.
give you the shit.
I
that
gotta
make
think about that
them-
too.
That shit
I
come with the
know.
ticket.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
Like,
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
So it's like you said, it's touchy.
It-
I don't know how you could really police that. Like I feel like at the end of the day, how many officials? Because even when we do events, right? We do events at clubs. You gotta have a certain amount of security for a certain amount of people.
Right.
In the stands, you don't have necessarily security.
Right.
Yeah.
You have a motherfucking volunteer or worker that work for the shit.
Yeah, but
That's
these-
just like,
yeah, but
hey,
these
no,
no.
hey, here's where
Hold
you
on.
go.
But this-
Here, da-da-da.
there's a difference, though.
So now,
One, these
what I feel like you're
stadiums-
talking about is that they need more security.
Not even that. Because it's not. Listen, first of all, the stadium itself has its own security, and the teams So there's two teams come. So the team has their security and the other team has their own security. Between the two team securities and the stadium security, they can fucking escort somebody out the building.
Yes.
It's not that serious. Absolutely. I'm not saying you gotta pull 1,000 people out at the motherfucking time. No, that one motherfucker that was talking wild spicy, he gotta go. That's all.
But that comes down to you hearing it as well.
Right. So
like
if you don't hear it, it's no problem. If you in the nosebleed,
if you don't hear, it's no problem.
Listen,
now what if he had ignored him? And then he do it again to somebody else.
Now he think it's okay. But if you're in the nosebleed, listen,
because he could have easily ignored him. He could have been like, or what if he'd have said, you know what, suck my dick. Then what?
If he would have said something like that, I don't feel like.
But that's the thing he got. But he did get
the only reason why it was made a problem is because he threatened them. That's the only reason why there's any type of awareness on the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my whole thing. Like, I just feel like we need to. I'm not saying that I'm with the stand. At the end of the day, I'm with the smoke. So if Russell would have beat his ass, I would have been in my house like, yeah, nigga, what's up?
Yeah, but then Russell wouldn't have been able to play for.
Right. But this is what I'm trying to say though. Like, I feel like we need to know everything that's in play. The only reason why they said something is because Russell threatened them, and he's a black man. If it was a white player, and a white player would have been like, you wouldn't even have no fucking camera time.
Very true.
So I want y'all to like really think about this shit. How they really gonna police that? Because I'm sure they hear things or don't hear things. All of that factors in. Because there's racist motherfuckers like, oh, this fucking black nigga. But at the end of the day,
but if I hear you say this black nigga, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. I don't care if I didn't hear it last week and I heard it this week. This week, motherfucker, you gotta go. I'm sorry.
And mind you, Westbrook had issues. He always has issues
that they let it slide
in Utah.
Nah, I'm not saying that they let it slide. I'm saying, like, if we want something to happen, we need to talk realistically, like, what exactly do we want to happen? Do we want there to be more security walking around the place? Like, actual security and not just workers? Or do we want it to where the players are more separated from the fans so they don't even have to hear that?
I don't even
but
think
at the end
it's
of the
that. I
day,
think the players
there's
just need to
wild
speak up
racist
more.
people
That's
watching
all.
this shit because
That's fine.
at the end of the day,
I
it's
like the
predominantly
idea that you
people
had,
of color.
As far as like the player being able to
Just
talk
speak-
with
yeah,
their
they should be able to speak up
correspondents
more.
and then
Like,
figure
that's
out
it.
what
Because you can imagine what don't get reported.
Right.
Like you said.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. Russia just happens to be one of them players that's not letting shit slide. He's been saying
Exactly,
this. He's been saying this for months now. This has been a reoccurring thing for Russell Westbrook in particular.
Yeah.
I am tired of these fans feeling that they could do and say
Especially
whatever.
in Utah.
Yeah.
He always has problems in Utah.
He,
so.
the last one was in Denver. He
Denver,
said it very specifically. Yo, listen. I'm tired of these fans thinking just because they spend bread, they could do whatever they say to me. That's not flying with me.
Right.
So if the rest of y'all motherfuckers don't want to say nothing, that's cool. But guess what? I'm gonna say something. Guess what? Motherfuckers are getting kicked out.
That's a fact.
That's it.
All right, but
I think he did pioneer a whole movement, but I just want us to be realistic, like exactly what the fuck we gonna do. Cause I'm with all the shits. I'm trying to. If we gonna protest, nigga, let's protest. If we fighting, nigga, let's fight. And we gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is we doing, baby? What is we doing?
Nah, but the next.
You with the Steven Jackson movement? That's what you.
I'm with Malcolm X. Goddamn.
The next person is we want to talk about is R. Kelly. Obviously, we've been talking about him for weeks, but the newest thing that stood out before we actually go completely to commercial break is Lisa Van Allen. You know, she came out with saying that allegedly he told her at one point in time that R. Kelly was allegedly sleeping with both Aaliyah and her mother. But we're going to dig more into that when we come back from commercial break. All right? So we are back. Again, we got Johnnie Floss in the building.
Yo.
Flossy.
We're going to give him the rundown in a minute, you know, so you guys can learn about him.
Oh, my
and all
God.
that good stuff. But we're going to pick up where we left off, R. Kelly. All right, so what pissed me off recently, right? Lisa Van Allen, one of his alleged victims, came out and said that allegedly R. Kelly told her about his affairs with both Aaliyah and Aaliyah's mother. Now, this pissed me off because I just felt like, bitch, but why? Like, why? We didn't need that information. There's nothing we could do with that information. It's nothing they could do. It's not going to make him any less of a pedo. It's not going to make him any less of a creep. Like, we didn't need that information.
Nah, they throwing out all his dirty laundry.
Yeah,
right now, like,
but see, what people need to realize when you throw out
safe.
one person's dirty laundry that has to do with somebody else, you're throwing out somebody else's dirty laundry also ultimately.
nobody cares.
But here's the
nothing-
thing,
nothing
though.
Aaliyah's-
I don't even feel like Aaliyah knew.
exactly. So
Aaliyah
it's like,
know.
Why you?
But
guys,
she not here.
Yeah, but that's what makes it worse for me. Like, why?
So it's not necessarily Aaliyah's dirty laundry.
Yeah.
It's still R. Kelly's dirty laundry. Like, it's him. It's his actions. Then it's also his her mom's actions, and it could shed some light onto why her mom has been very adamant about not talking about this subject, about not, being forthcoming with certain things and being very dismissive with other things. Like, I heard allegedly that she didn't even want to hear, they were married. Yeah. Like, and then like I was saying during the break, this is not the first situation where someone's parent has been involved with the child's abuser. And oftentimes, like, think about it. There's a lot of young girls who get abused by a stepfather, or maybe their actual father, or a boyfriend, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, where it's like, a boy and maybe like an aunt or whatever the case, somebody close who just comes in, and then the person divulges the information to the parent, and it's like, I don't care because I need a good man in the house, and he takes care of my bills, or why would he want you when he got me, and all of these things that come up now.
Did you see that video? Because it sounds real. Like, do you see that
Which
video
one?
that went viral? It was a young girl. I guess she put up the camera, and her mother, she was telling her mother, like,
that wasn't real. But it was like a parody. It was like a parody to raise awareness for real situations like that. That situation like that happen every day.
Yeah,
happens every day.
But I mean, I just feel like, at the same time, it's sensitive to the fact that this is someone that did pass. She's still America's sweetheart. So it's like, to hear people taint her name, whether it was directly about her or not, it's just kind of tacky. Nonetheless,
I don't think it's tacky because at the end of the day, she had relations with R. Kelly already. Yeah. So it's like, as much as we want to paint her as a sweetheart, she wasn't alive long enough for us to really understand how she would have developed.
She was a young ass girl married to a grown ass man at the end of the day. So no matter what we thought about her, like, it wasn't on Sugar and Spice. So.
It wasn't. But I just think because when someone's not here to
what are we tainting?
Defend, because she's not even here to defend herself into saying what really was going on.
She wasn't going to say.
You don't know now at this point.
She's
where
been on
everybody
countless interviews and has been asked by several people and have not said anything.
Many of the victims that didn't speak up. Maybe at this point in time, with whatever shift is happening, you don't know. She might have changed and had something to say now. We don't know what the situations. We've seen the type of influence R. Kelly has had on people.
Right.
So it's kind of like you don't know what the circumstances was to where she didn't want to speak up. And from what I understood, Damon Dash, right? Because from what I understood, Damon Dash used to always express that Aaliyah was very scared of that man. So
and she didn't even tell him. Well, right. I think she said, did she tell? I don't think she told him either. Mm-hmm. Or if she did tell him, she swore him to secrecy or something. But I don't feel like she told him either.
Because I remember he came out and said
we can't really focus on Aaliyah. Like, that's not the main point here. The main point is the reason why her mom was not compliant with the case and everything that went on is because she was fucking him. Mm-hmm. That's the problem here. It's not even about Aaliyah. It's about her mom. Mm-hmm. That's fucked up.
But all right, my question is now, right? All right.
He's
already convicted, no?
He's going through trial.
That's it, right? So he's done. So why? You get what I'm saying? Why add on and why even bring up, like I said, a dead person's skeleton, because it's not even relevant anymore.
Because we live in an age of
it's done.
No. Okay, hold on.
I feel like now you clout chasing off a dead person. Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
We live in an age of transparency. That Surviving R. Kelly documentary would not have happened 15 years ago.
True.
That Michael Jackson documentary would not. Whatever the shit was true or not, I don't fucking know. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
True.
It would have never happened 15 years ago. We live in the age of transparency now. So a lot of shit, regardless of who was involved, is going to come out the closet. So motherfuckers got to be very mindful of the shit that they did when shit wouldn't have gone down like this back in the day. Because in 2019 and forward, shit is getting exposed, point blank period. Don't matter who was involved, no matter whose image is going to be tainted, nobody gives a fuck about that no more. This is what was happening, and everybody wants to listen. People want, like...
People want a juicy topic.
People want answers.
Motherfuckers. And people want checks.
Right. Yes, that's what I think. Because you ain't going to get the answers. Like, if Aaliyah Mother Ben ain't speaking, she ain't going to give you no answers. Aaliyah ain't here to speak. So, just like Michael ain't here to speak. Y'all ain't going to get no answers. Listen, so, it's like, all of this digging up stuff, like, because even to the Michael Jackson thing, because that's a perfect segue. Like, I have mixed emotions about that. You know, I don't like to question victims. That's for starters. You get me? So with that being said, though, you know, we understand that Michael Jackson's case has been acquitted timeless times. You know, FBA done did whatever they did. The cases were closed. So again, why now? Like, these are my questions. Like, why is this now coming up? And it sounds like the story has been changed a million times. They said that I actually read somewhere that they first claimed to that they weren't sleeping in the same bed as him. They were actually sleep on the floor or something like that, away from on the bed. And then it went to, no, he used to touch me in the bed. So it's like this story is just going in circles at this point. So
when it comes to these people, the Bill Cosbys, the R. Kellys, the Michael Jacksons, the whoever's, my thing is, if you didn't do anything wrong, this wouldn't be happening. So I just find a hard time believing that all of this dirt's coming out on these people and they didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you did half of what they said you did. I don't give a fuck if you did 1% of what you said you did. If you did 0%, none of this would be happening. So the fact that all of this shit is happening, motherfuckers was wrong, point blank period. I don't know what they did. I don't know how much of it I don't know what it's fabricated, because of course it's going to get fabricated. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not
exaggerated.
It's not the whole truth, but guess what? There's some truth in there. Yeah. So Mike was probably doing some shit that he ain't have no business doing. Yeah. So the fact that shit is coming out now, that's just part of the consequences of doing some shit you ain't have no business doing. So I don't feel no type of way about it. Yeah, you feel me? Like, if motherfuckers want to drag you through the mud, you shouldn't have been doing shit that would put you in a situation. It's unfortunate that
giving somebody the opportunity is
it's unfortunate, right? You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that he's dead now. He can't defend himself. But guess what? If he didn't do nothing, this documentary wouldn't even exist.
See, my whole thing, I can kind of agree with you, but I can't agree with you fully, because at the end of the day, he was doing a lot of groundbreaking thing, a lot of unprecedented things.
Yeah, because
he beat a lot of people records, Beatles, this, that, and next. He owned teams, he owned this, he owned, you know what I'm saying? So he was a very influential black person. Okay. He was to me, he was too much in white culture.
I feel
like that's
true, though.
Of course there could be some type of truth in there.
I feel like they could be out to get him and tarnish his name and bring him down, but he could also be doing some shit he had no business doing. That's how I feel.
I do agree. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm on the fence.
I kind of agree with you.
I don't give a fuck why they trying to bring him down. I don't care about that.
The kids.
My thing is,
if the kids was in his bed, if the kids was in his bed.
Right. My thing is, they know, like, our culture. They know that, you know, once you become this certain star,
right?
You know what I'm saying? It's only one way to bring you down from that stature.
Right.
And
it's calling
that's
you
the
gay,
controversy.
calling you a pedophile.
So my thing is,
rape.
if we doing that, let's do that for everybody. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Do that for Woody Allen. Do that for Charlie Sheen. Do that for everybody.
Elvis Presley.
Because now you're gonna see it as
Trump.
being a race thing now. You feel what I'm saying? And then when we say that, then it's gonna be wrong for us to feel like that. But it's true though.
It is true.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's my thing. My thing is this: you gonna lock up Bill Cosby, you gonna lock up this person, you gonna lock up this person. Everybody gotta go.
Of course.
You feel what I'm saying? Everybody gotta be held accountable.
But
we all know it's because it is.
But do you think that when these things are happening, right, that it turns out to be counterproductive by us saying, well, yeah, okay, R. Kelly did it, but
no. That's why I'm saying there's no buts.
Right. Okay.
That's why I'm saying no. I feel like R. Kelly should be in jail. I'm sick of that nigga. I'm not fucking with him at all. I try not to even say his name, but I feel like that for everybody.
Okay.
I feel like that for Woody Allen. I feel like that for Charlie Sheen. You knowingly going around giving women AIDS. Like, you should not be walking around.
Him.
You should not be walking around. That's my thing.
They paid that nigga.
So that's all it is with me. I'm on some, lock everybody up.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with
you
that.
You know what I'm saying? And to Rico's point too, we gotta stop giving each other. We gotta stop giving them reasons to fucking lock us up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I be saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what I be saying.
Because I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping, I'm praying that 10, 15 years from now, ain't nothing on Jay. Ain't nothing on any other major. You feel what I'm saying? I'm praying for that, because once you have, all you need is a little something. Like you said, all you need is 1% of doing something. And then that's it. They're going to take it and run it through the mud.
Shit. How many women came out? All that they needed was 100.
Yep.
All they needed was one.
Some of them saying they lied too, and they still.
But guess what? Right, but all they needed was the one that was true. Now you locked up.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be 80 million people who came out and made allegations.
That's a fact.
We need to prove one. That's
a
it.
fact. Nah, you're right.
I just feel like the whole documentary and everything, it's like it's becoming a new trend. I don't like,
and that's why I'm not supporting these shit. I didn't watch Surviving R. Kelly.
It takes away from people like me.
Shit. I didn't watch none of that shit.
It takes away from people who like me, who really like documentaries and who really use documentaries as reference points, as historical content and stuff like that. Because I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's watering that down, and it's turning it into a fictional type of thing where documentaries are supposed to be an eye into what really happened, bringing up actual facts, newspaper clippings, whatever the case may be, to back up a said story or whatever.
Literally, what you're saying, like, fictional. Like, I literally saw a guy say, the rape culture is a myth, and it's like, what? And that's the problem. Crazy. Exactly what you said. And it's exactly what you said.
Because the way they twisted the Michael Jackson, and I only seen part 1, and they posted videos of him saying that he loves the boys, and they used to hang out, and I feel like it was very sick. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he did have a lot of mental health issues, but how could you not, the way he grew up, bro? Like, he was crying out for help the whole entire time and still found ways to do very positive and very influential things within that. So that's why I'm just like, I'm not saying that he did or did not do these things. That I don't know. Like, I'm not in a position to I can speak on shit like that, but he did form a friendship with these boys, or whoever boys. Maybe it wasn't necessarily the ones that we seen in the documentary, but he did have some relationship with some kids, and I feel like it's because he's seen himself through these kids. Like, I feel like he was living through them, and he's like, yo, look at all these things that I have, and blah blah blah. And then when he was around these little boys, he turned into this 9-year-old boy, or he turned into whatever case may be, and maybe. I don't even want to talk about that.
That's just to chime in on that. It's a slippery thing because, we got 4 other grown men here. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they could agree with me with this. With chilling with kids that's not relatives or related to you in some way, or y'all just cool or whatever the case is. So it's very weird to have random kids just be hanging and chilling with them and so-called sit in the bed. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You probably ain't gonna never hear that about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure I can speak for y'all too. And then you got people that's fathers, you know what I'm saying, that sees this and they like, yo, man, I'm not, unless it's my son or my nephew or whatever, I'm not just gonna be chilling and giving gifts to no random kid, like, and really chilling with them like on an intimate basis. So I think that part, it kind of like, it's hard to wrap your mind around when you're a grown man, knowing how grown men move. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like.
But I think
there's another part of the.
And we have, not to cut y'all off, and we have like common sense. Like,
right,
I'm
about to say that because
we didn't come up with that different, that different childhood. So it's really tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like as far as Michael Jackson's story, it's kind of, for me, it's just a bit that I don't know the full pieces, like you said, so it's hard to speak on it, besides go off of what the facts are as it stands right now, which is that he was found innocent more than enough times. So again, my question just remains as far as why now then, if after all these years he's been found innocent, so like, what is it that you're digging for now that we can find something new? And then when you find something new now, he's not even here to defend himself. Exactly. So it's just kind of like,
here's my thing. First of all, the same way we talking about Aaliyah's mom, the kid's mom allegedly or whatever, it sounded like they was having a relationship. She was having a relationship with Michael Jackson too, because she was like, oh, he used to call the house for little whoever, and then we used to have our long conversation, and he loved to talk. We used to talk on the phone for hours and blah blah blah. And then you have a whole heart. This girl, this lady or whatever, this mom who wholeheartedly left her whole entire family in Australia, allegedly, to come to New York, to LA, to be with Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson promised all of these things. Girl, you left your husband, who did nothing but love you and was the biggest fan of your child. You and your child decided to leave that support system and all of those people behind. For what? And you gonna say, oh, because this was the only opportunity? Stop fucking playing, because y'all had opportunities out there in Australia.
Yeah.
And you could have came on whatever premise. You could have made sure the time was right for your whole family. Or you could have said, yo, we're gonna go for such amount of time and then we're gonna come back. And please come visit us. This is where we're gonna be at. But you ain't do none of that, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna leave that part out. Y'all got everything Michael Jackson did, but what y'all did?
Right.
What y'all did?
A lot of them parents tried to sell their kids out. It's a fact.
Yeah, that's
You
really
got
what that
letters.
was.
You got whole letters of Michael Jackson talking about, oh, I love Timmy, allegedly,
Yeah.
and videos of him professing his love, and this of him, oh, you know, we were here. Boy had a ring. Boy had rings. Me and Mike Jackson got married. Allegedly, I'm
All
like,
kinds of
yo,
stuff, yeah.
y'all got wild things that Michael Jackson did. What did you do?
And this is why I don't watch it, because
They
Yeah,
felt like
exactly.
they were in
I'm not watching-
relationships with
Listen,
Michael Jackson,
exactly-
that they loved each other.
Exactly
Yeah.
what Slim said. Michael's dead, so what is the point even doing it? And the point of doing it is to drag his name through the mud even further. So guess
Right.
what? I don't need to watch that. There's no
Right.
reason for me to watch you just drag it. I don't care what he did. At the fact that, again, he's not like he could go to jail for the shit because he's dead. You feel me? Like, what are you getting out of it? The only thing you getting out of it is publicity, whatever money, if you getting it, and to drag his name through the mud. And there's no point for me to watch that. So
And
that's why I
now,
don't watch
and
it.
you know, the thing is, some people would now say that their point is to be able to tell their story as victims. But then my thing is, you know, why did the story change now, though? Because the story did change. It's not like they weren't always telling their story. They were telling a story, whatever story that was, and
You don't
now
know
the
when
story
they was
has
telling
changed.
the truth, when they was lying. Like, oh, it's just a mess. This is a mess.
It is a mess.
Yeah, I do think that whether your abuser is alive or not, you having a platform or the strength to tell your story is very commendable. I don't think that any situation should stop you from speaking your truth.
Right.
If you are a victim, if these things did happen to you, walk in your truth. Just for the people listening and whoever this may
Yeah.
reach, don't
Yeah.
think that because your abuser has died or
Yeah,
is
yeah,
in
yeah.
jail or whatever, but you have not dealt with it, don't think that this is taken away from anything
Yeah,
like that. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Still tell your story. Still tell your truth, because you never know who you will be helping.
Yeah.
This shit right here, though.
It's just messy. And tell the full truth, because it doesn't pay to lie. Because then now, you know, if it's someone that's told a truth before, but that wasn't, you know, or didn't tell the truth before, and lied before, now you're going to look like you're crying wolf. So, like, whenever a situation, opportunity presents itself where you can tell your truth, like, just don't lie and taint it, because you don't want to ever come back 10 years later to try to correct what you said before, because it's going to be harder for people to believe you, and that's going to be the worst part, not having people on your side to support you when you're finally walking in your truth, and you know, and shit like that. So,
But I do want to add two things. So, for one, people who've been through things, yes, you can forget. That's very possible, because why? Like I said in episodes before, as a survival mechanism, your brain blocks certain things out. So you feeling like, damn, nothing ever happened to me, and however many years go by, that's normal. Me, I could tell you personally that I went better years of my life not remembering, not realizing shit, not whatever, and then one day everything starts flooding you. But once that shit starts flooding you, your story stays consistent.
right, exactly.
Your story.
That's my point.
You may
right.
you may add things, but
Yeah, just
for the most
the
part,
core story will
the
stay
core of the
consistent.
story
Exactly.
stays consistent.
Yes, exactly.
That is a fact. That's a fact.
Right.
Because why? Those are images, feelings, smells, just sensations that you cannot get rid of. And that's what drives motherfuckers crazy, to depression, to suicide, to drugs, to alcohol, to forget those things, to move past those things, because you can't.
Exactly. But before we go to commercial break, I'm going to ask you guys, are you guys going to see that Fresh Prince movie that's going to be dropping? It's called Bel Air. It's a real life version of it's a movie version of Fresh Prince. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I kind of want to see it, but then the Uncle Phils were really disappointed me.
Everybody is a smaller version of themselves.
Yeah, it's like miniature versions of themselves, so it's a little weird. But I do want to see it. I want to know what type of.
Yeah, we got to check it out.
Yeah.
Just for the nostalgia.
I'm just
for the
glad-
nostalgia
I'm
I'm
factor.
glad they had the dark skin on there.
Yeah, that's everybody saying that dark skin off there.
You gotta bring dark skin and Viv back. I'm glad they did that.
I'm glad.
So
because she was woke.
Yeah. That'll be good. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Johnnie Floss.
All right.
Yeah, and we're back. Y'all. So what we're gonna do right now is gonna reintroduce again our artist of the night, Johnnie Floss. He's here to talk with us, chat with us, give us the rundown. Let us know who he is and what he does. First of all, your manicure.
Oh. Man.
I love it being with you, honey. Yes.
Thank you.
I live it up to his name. All right, so let us know what you do.
I'm a hip hop artist from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just putting on for the borough. I feel like, I'm saying, it's doing my best. I'm a lyric guy, so I'm big on, my bars. I'm big on what I say. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like Brooklyn kind of needs a revamping? Do you feel like Brooklyn needs a new hero?
Nah,
because of what?
Because I feel like, especially as far as New York versus anything else, I think now it's being said that Atlanta is holding it down. OD.
Nah, 2018 was a good year for New York.
Said that.
Yeah, I think so.
We're not gonna listen to Quavo though.
That Quavo also sorry.
I mean,
that the South is holding it down right now as far as hip hop.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't knock what they do, but I'm big on the essence, the ciphers, the bars. Like you know what I'm saying, I'm big on that. You know what I'm saying, but you definitely still got to deliver records.
Right.
But I'm big on what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you more into like the battle rap realm or like? Or you just more into the authentic state, being in the studio?
Yeah, I'm one of those. Yeah, always creating, always trying to, brainstorm, come up with new things. Because, you always got to reinvent yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be too stagnant because you lyrical. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find a balance. You know what I mean? So
how'd you get the name to begin with? Let's start there.
Oh, from my producer. So the name I got rapping on the street, it didn't really fit me. I was Teflon John at the time.
Okay.
So
Teflon John.
The stage.
Right.
Hold on. Why?
That's definitely a stripper name.
Right. So
strong ass bars.
Right. That was just like a block name. So I knew I couldn't keep that. So when I started really taking it serious and, recording music, my partner was like, yo, we got to come up with something that fits you more. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can't use that. So I'm like, all right, I'm wrecking my brain. It's 93rd.
He was like, all right.
Right.
What?
It was going to be Jay Flossy at first. And then he was just like, yo, you ain't really had no tag name anyway, so we could just use your whole name. So that's how Johnnie Floss got born.
That's so funny because we was when Miss Hustle was here, I asked, like, do we feel like nicknames are like so important in hip hop? Is it like it's just your gateway? Like once you have to have a nickname, just to be like. I
kind of do. I mean, well now you don't really have to because people use their real names.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you got a nickname, it just makes things easier. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you might as well. If you got a nickname, it's like, yo, just let that be your rap name, son. Like, we call you that anyway. Yeah. So it's a little easier.
I think it's more of a trendy thing. Like what will catch people.
Right.
Something and it's something that sounds like the culture.
Yeah.
As opposed to be like John Simpleton or something like that.
Right, exactly.
Coming to the stage, John Simpleton.
Right.
Like Johnnie Floss.
Right, it's so funny because it's only like important in hip hop versus you don't see anybody in R&B or country feeling like that. It's just hip hop because of the swag of it, I guess. You know. But
the creativity of it all.
Right. So who would be your top 3 heroes in Brooklyn as far as like hip hop goes?
Oh man, of course Biggie. You know, growing up listening to him, just the whole storytelling ability, the flow. I gravitated to him quick. Jay, of course. As far as Brooklyn and Fab, you know what I'm saying? So those 3 is like, usually that's where I like kind of go into that little realm with them, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't mind. Because it's a gift and a curse, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's a gift to be even compared to somebody.
Yeah.
But then it's the curse because now it's like, if you don't live up to that,
them,
you know what I'm saying? So I look forward to it either way, though, you know what I'm saying?
Who's influenced you the most in hip-hop in general?
I definitely would have to say, Jay. Just being able to not only do it all, but also outside of music. Like, you know what I'm saying? The barriers that he done broke down and showing you that, you know what I mean? You don't have to, nobody don't got to own you. You can own yourself.
Being a businessman.
Yeah, so that's the most important thing that I took from him. Like, just always, changing the game, always pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to admire that. You know what I mean? So
what do you think is success in general as an artist?
I think it's different for everybody.
Right.
I mean, because I feel like for me, the ultimate award I want, my long-term goal is to win a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? But some people don't feel like, you know, a Grammy would solidify them, so to speak. I don't feel like it would either, but I just feel like since that's the greatest, you know, award you could get in music, I feel like that could cement your legacy. You know what I'm saying? But if it doesn't happen, it's still, you still can be looked at as a hero to a lot of people, kind of like what Drake said in his speech or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a thing. That's just my personal long-term goal. You know what I'm saying? But everybody is different. I know people.
So what about owning your publishing though? Like, could that not be the new Grammy? Like,
absolutely.
I've come so far, and now I own my own shit.
Absolutely. I feel like we've had so many examples of that, because when that part in the Ray movie sticks out to me the most. The fact that this man was blind and still found a way to own his masters and own his shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? For him to walk in that office and say, yeah, remember chapter 6, you told me I could do this? You want to read that? And he can't even see it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the illest shit ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like just those examples, if we use that and take heed to that, you know, we'd be better off as artists.
Because I think it's interesting sometimes. I feel like when they choose Grammy winning songs, it's usually like a song that's, in my opinion, like the weakest of the bunch that they would normally come out with.
Right.
I feel like it's usually the more commercial song. Even like what was it, that Hard Out Here from Pimp? Like come on, really that?
Yeah,
like,
I feel you.
Or like it'll be like one of those like just real kids bop ass songs, and it's how would you feel like if maybe it was a song that you just did for a movie or something like that wasn't like, you know, it wasn't your strongest song, wins over something that you know that you thought that was your baby, like.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It be the joint that you really don't like, that you know, people might gravitate to, or somebody might see and be like, oh, this is something that's great. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like as long as you're putting your best foot forward every time you in there, and you always thinking big, you know what I'm saying, you should be all right. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you feel like would be your breakout single? Like, what do you...
Well, I write, you know, not to say like to put it in a sex thing or whatever, but just as far as like making chick records, I feel like that's the easiest thing.
You cater to the ladies.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing to write, you know what I'm saying? Because I can always, you know, get in my bag as far as lyric goes and punchlines and stuff like that, because that's my strong suit. But, you know, with the females, you know, y'all pay attention to records, you know what I'm saying? Y'all buy records, y'all consumers, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that...
biggest.
Yeah, the fact that I write those songs easier, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it'll probably be that record. But like you said, you never know. It might be a lyric-driven record. You never know.
So, like, what sound do you go for? Because, like, after your song that just played, you have a certain, like, nostalgia to your music. Like, so what sound do you tend to go for?
Yeah, the slower kind of beats or whatever I usually go with. I do switch it up, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you got to go with your strong suit. You know
Why? Because you feel like it leaves more room for you to be lyrical?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You could be lyrical, like on quick, up-tempo, more stuff, but not like that, because you want to keep that flow. You want to keep that cadence. But if it's slow, you could kind of like dip and dab with the little wordplay, you know what I'm saying? Throw some punches in there, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little more leeway.
You give me a LL Cool J type of vibe.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's gonna be your market? Like,
yeah, I mean, I've been
I love when she
that.
compare people to that should catch me off guard every time. Oh,
as I'm sitting here, he just always like chill. Like, I'm like, all right.
Oh my God, he hasn't licked his lips once, everybody. Just so you know.
Every day, I'm just like, all right.
For those who can't.
Yo, she's out of control.
I feel like that's the vibe. Like, that's the vibe of the music. Real, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting alone in the room. Like, that's the vibe I get. So, like, is that kind of your market, though?
Yeah, that's what I've been tapping into lately. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know what I mean? Just to show that, you know, you could, like I said, I could, you know, step out, do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I could rap with anybody, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, like, getting on a record or other.
Do you find it easier to cater to women more than the male fans?
Yeah, I think so. Only because, you know, women say I look like a little something, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn like I'm all that, but you know what I'm saying? They say I look like something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Teflon John,
right?
Okay?
She's dumb.
Yo.
All right.
But okay, so do you feel like you need some type of gimmick to be seen? Because we've seen a lot of artists do it. We had the Tekashis, even Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying? So if you did have to do a gimmick or not do a gimmick, like what would that look like though?
See, that's the thing. See, I do feel like that nowadays with this whole.
You feel like we need a gimmick?
You gotta troll, you gotta do this and that and third, da da da. So, I'm not big on that. I'm big on, I'm talented. You know what I'm saying? But I have recently fell into the trap of coming up with something to make people go, oh. So.
Okay. So
I never was
what
big.
you did? Yeah, like what are these things?
It's nothing crazy, but it's unfortunate because I always get heckled from my mans and them. But I recently been taking my shirt off more.
Oh, okay. So this is why you cater to the ladies, right?
Yes.
Johnny.
So people been telling me, yo, listen, if you're gonna do this, you gotta go all the way.
Yes.
We ain't trying to.
All the nipples in the
Yes.
world.
Honey
Ain't no
on the
white
stage.
beater. We need baby oil, all that for the set, all that. So. I wasn't big on that because I'm like, yo, just let my talent speak for itself, bro.
Okay.
I've been doing that
How's
lately.
it work?
Yeah. It's been working good. I can't lie. But like I said, I get heckled all the time.
Right.
By your man.
So, yeah,
Nah, 'cause
yeah.
they
Trying to be the
watching-
eye candy of hip
Nah,
hop.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
commenting.
so-
They still commenting on your shit though, so they
Yeah,
watch
facts,
it too.
Facts.
They watch
Facts.
it too.
Facts.
Would you ever take a dick pic and post it?
See,
Like,
that's
'cause
what I'm
the game be
saying.
doing that.
See, this
Would
is
you
what I'm
do it
saying.
though?
I don't
mean-
know, man. I don't know, man.
We got a I don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I'm just saying, because it's like,
Stay
yo,
tuned.
Right.
because I already know that shit would be like, oh, it's shit. So it's going to be lit. But like I said, that
now
right
we
there,
know.
niggas would be done with me at that. Niggas like, yo, son, nah, I'm not following you no more, son. Nah, fuck out of here, son. Like, nah, that's
Nah,
shit.
they would follow
You know what I'm
you. They
saying?
be like, damn, son, now I gotta drop a pic. And
Right,
it could be a
right.
whole hashtag dick prick challenge. Silver started
Great sweatpants challenge.
I'm done, yo.
Listen,
nah,
yo.
I'm done.
Listen, hashtag.
She started some shit. She started trying to start some shit, yo.
So if you
I just
were
want
to,
my 20%.
so if you were to be able to throw a concert, what would your concert look like?
It'll definitely be catering to both. I feel like, because I have, like I said, I have records that's more lyrical, but I also have a nice catalog of chick records too.
Give me
So I think it'll
themes
be-
though. Like what type of setup would you want?
Oh yeah, well, the name of my project that I'm coming out with is Wine and Wordplay, so it'll be around something around that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
You gonna have people
definitely-
coming on sing poetry? That's
Yeah,
what
like
that vibe.
well, shockingly, right? That's another thing I usually don't do. But last time I was in Cleveland, I had opened up for Day 26, and I actually brought a girl to the stage. And
Oh,
she
okay, yeah,
came
you on
and
your freak nasty.
she-
Yo, he's really
And slowly but
on his
surely
magic
began to
mind.
No, I didn't do nothing crazy though.
Teflon John was
I
a
just-
stripper, guys. Teflon John was a stripper. And he wore the leather suit with the
vest.
leather
Do y'all see
strap.
this? Do you see what I'm going through right now? Do y'all see this, man? Yo,
Yo, he should have never sold us that name. Teflon John.
yo, they out of control,
Leather suit
yo.
with the strap, guys.
Yo,
Latex
out of
Bobby.
control. Out of control, yo. Yo, this is crazy. I swear I didn't sign up for this.
Y'all know that. Y'all see American Horror Story? That latex.
What? Oh, when he was all wrapped in all latex. Oh,
Yes, that was
shit.
Teflon.
ready.
That was
and
his
ready to
uniform.
go.
He come to you in the night.
So like, would you like consider yourself almost like like going the Drake route a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not as I want to say emotional, but I'm just more like on the real side, like, you know what I'm saying? Just giving it to you like a little more lyrical, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more real, you know what I'm saying? Not saying what Drake does is real, but Drake, I think sometimes showing his emotion kind of like leaves people to like judge him, like the way they judging him now, like, you know what I'm saying?
So you want yours to be more general as opposed to be personal?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, well, when I brought the girl on stage, it was more personal for her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the record itself that I performed was universal. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to be rapping to her for that particular record.
Right.
You know.
That
Okay,
makes
so
sense.
what
That's how I
got you
work
into rapping and music in general?
Oh, well, my team, my homies. I used to rap on the block. I was scared at first. Shout out to my boy Chris. Chris was the one that first heard me rhyme a little bit. And he was like, yo, son, you got to spit that shit outside.
So what made you start from that point? Like, what, you just woke up one day was like,
I could put these words together.
Right.
Nah, I was in college for a little while, and I didn't go back. I went for 2 years, and my boy hit me up, and he was like, yo, I got this producer. You know, he looking for somebody, yo. I'm telling you, he looking for somebody like you. Somebody clean cut. Last dude they was fucking with, he got locked up. He in the street life. Yo, he wants somebody that's serious. I was like, man, I'm trying to go to school. I ain't trying to do this music thing. Niggas ain't serious. He like, yo, son, I'm telling you, son, go fuck with him.
Were you always writing?
So that's what. Yeah, I always had little rhymes and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was always like,
just
I always
to pass
kept my
the time?
pen. Yeah, because it was like more of a hobby at first. You know what I'm saying?
Was it like a diary type of thing?
Yeah, I definitely had a rhyme book.
Okay.
Definitely had a rhyme book. So I always had rhymes. He was just like, yo, son, yo, spit them joints, yo. He gonna dig it or whatever. So that's when I met my partner, J Dot. And then he was just like, yo, man, I'm ready to go full throttle. Yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Took me to the studio. You know what I'm saying? I just started recording freestyles. I didn't really know how to construct a song at that point yet. You know what I'm saying? So I was just killing all type of beats. Like, yo. And he was like, yo, we gonna need a record, bro. We can't just sell freestyles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, man, how do you count bars? Like, I don't know none of that. Like, come up with a hook and all that. So I had to really learn from scratch, like how to construct a song, how to make it make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you just can't just rap and just have random bars. So
was it
was
hard, kind of like, because it's almost like being in the rap battle scene. Is it hard from converting to that into?
Yeah, it definitely is, because you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to just be too lyrical and not be catchy too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So
they gonna miss 95% of what you saying anyway.
Exactly. So he was explaining that to me too.
Slow it down.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you miss doing just more freestyles and anything else though?
Yeah, but anytime I get like an itch, you know, you can just always just throw a freestyle out there. You know what I'm saying?
So say like you get really big, you know, in the industry, which we're hoping for. Like now somebody calls you out, like they did Joe Budden's, like, oh, he used to freestyle. So if somebody, would you go back to the,
absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely. I actually have a whole bunch of minutes.
They finished that, man.
I have a whole bunch of minute freestyles that I did on my Instagram post. Like, you know what I'm saying, I redid some LL joints. I redid just other artists that I admire or that I respect. I redid those. So it's a lot of minute freestyles there where it's just bars and I'm just going in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what keep your sword sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For when you have events like Bar 6, you know what I'm saying? You always got to be ready, because if you call yourself an MC, you got to be ready to rap.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I always try to go back to that and never forget that. You know what I'm saying?
So who's Mr. Floss? Like, walk us through who you are as a person behind the music and stuff.
Oh, I'm a cool dude. I be chilling. I like to joke. I like to travel. I like to shop. I shop too much, but you know, that's what it is in this.
That's the
you know,
flossy part.
Yeah, that's the flossy part. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me, man. I just like to chill, have fun.
That's not all you. What have you been through, bro? What have you been through?
Right.
Get to the meat of it.
Like what? Like what you like?
Like,
what
has
you
there ever
know?
been a time where you even second guessed even doing music? Like, you know, where it got, like, life just got hard for you, where you didn't think you at least get.
Listen,
to where
you got
are
baby
now.
mothers. Like, what's up? You got baby mothers. You got school
None of
debt.
that. None of that.
Your parents
I
kicked
did
you
have
out
that.
at 8.
No, I definitely did have that. Yeah, I had that for a while. I got up out of that though. I ain't having that. I had that when I was in school. I wasn't able to get financial aid, so I took out some loans.
Now you say you didn't finish school. What made you not end up finishing?
I just took music full time. You know what I'm saying?
And you started getting paid to rap?
Yeah, it took me a while though to get to that point.
So what made you make that decision, like, fully?
Well, once I started working with J Dot, he had a label, which was Tracks First Productions. He basically, you know, taught me the blueprint. Yo, listen, this is what you're gonna have to do. This is how you know what I'm saying, get your money from spins and all that other shit.
The business standpoint.
Teaching me all about the business. I brought that book, Music Business for Dummies, read that. You know what I'm saying? And just educated myself, because ain't nobody gonna really give you nothing in this joint. You know what I'm saying?
So you pretty much
So you
walked
gotta
out on
take it.
faith too a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Once I realized that he was serious, he was like, yo, bringing me to the studio, helping pay for shit, you know what I'm saying, helping pay for videos. I'm like, oh, all right, like, yo, this dude is serious, like, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta really take my money and really invest in me. And I don't have no problem doing that. I'll bet on me every time, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's like the meat of it, of how I started. And then once I started performing more, I told myself that I'm gonna have to get out of New York. You know what know what I'm saying? Because New York.
Wow.
I just feel like New York is a little
Saturated.
oversaturated. Yeah, and I feel like
You feel like the love is there?
the love is there, but afterwards it's not there.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I perform, everybody's gonna be like staring. They're gonna listen to me what I'm saying. So I expect that every time I rap now. But then afterwards, you'll see somebody walk by me, another artist, and be like, they want to show love, but then they don't do it.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, that's mad corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? A nigga, I ain't got no problem saying another nigga killed it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the only nice nigga on the planet. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's other dudes that's talented. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's what the whole New York thing, that's where the competitive nature turns into hate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we all competitive. We all feel like we that nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all got to show love, too. You know what I'm saying? So
real quick before we go to commercial break, I want to know, what should the listeners expect to hear from your music, or get from your music,
From your project.
yeah, well, this project they gonna hear basically the wine and wordplay titles. This comes from me, what I was doing during the process of this, you know, because I wasn't really drinking hard liquor because I don't be wanting to go in there slurring and shit. So, you know, I was just drinking wine. You know what I'm saying?
That's cute. That's cute. I can't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I take my shit serious, so I don't want to go in there and be like, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the wordplay, of course, is me being bar heavy, wordplay heavy, you know what I'm saying? And it was fun too doing that, like, you know what I'm saying, just creating this.
So what do you want your listeners to feel when they go into
I just want them to feel that it's genuine music and it came from my heart and I mean it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no made up shit, no fabricated, no trolling. It's just great music, great beats, and somebody that took time for the listener to hear and be like, yo, you know what, I can appreciate this music. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want people to get. That's what they will get from it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, real quick, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to come back with a new little game that we are introducing called Acapella. And Johnnie
I
Floss
got
is
some.
gonna
I got
join
some.
us
Yeah, I
in
got a
it.
gift too for y'all. You know what I'm
Yes, we like gifts.
Whoa. Whoa.
saying? I hope y'all like wine.
Oh,
You should
Celebrate.
My cup ready.
Celebrate wine and wordplay dropping. So, you know
All right, so we're going to take this commercial break and start drinking.
Entirely too much here. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're all crazy.
So we're going to start a game. It's our new game called Acapella. And in this game, pretty much the artist that is in the building is going to guess which song it is. So you're just going to play the vocals of the song, in which pretty much the theme of the game is to know, do you actually pay attention to lyrics or just the beat to feel out a song? You know, half the time we only feel like the beat is lit, so that's how we know the song. But if you just hear the lyrics, you're like, damn, this shit's trash. What is this shit? Like, what song is that? So that's the game. It's called Acapella. He's going to have 15 seconds to see if he can guess 3 songs out of each, whichever category that you go with. So the categories is going to be either hip hop, R&B, or soca reggae.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hip hop.
What in the not English?
Try to win as much as I can. I'm gonna go hip hop.
Hip hop. All right. So, DJ, let me know when you ready. Oh, yeah.
DJ D-Rex.
Take up your
Cut the beat. He's rude as fuck, yo. Rude as fuck.
Wait, what the fuck?
So which category do you choose, sir?
Choosing hip hop.
Oh, hip hop. All right.
I gotta try the best.
Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match.
CBRG
Remember
Juicy.
rapping Duke?
All right. Hey, so you got one.
Definitely gotta know that.
All right. So how do you restart the timer? Okay, good.
He did that.
All right, next one.
Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it
Damn.
raw.
I know it's
baby,
OG,
I like
I
it
can't remember the
raw.
title of the song.
Yeah,
I know
baby,
it's
I
not
like it raw.
Damn.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Give me the
I'm so
mic so I
tight.
can take it away. Off
And that's the song.
I never get that title right. Damn.
All
I gotta tell me that when we done. I gotta tell me that when we done.
This the last song. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no, hell no, boy.
Man, y'all done up and done it.
Oh no, hell no, boy.
Y'all done up and done it.
I didn't know these guys.
Y'all done up and done it, man. Y'all done up and done
My
it.
first song was like 48 bars with no hook. You hear me flipping through my pages out my favorite notebook. The microphone was in the closet.
I know who that is.
And I gave you some extra time.
No hope.
That was Philmont, right? I just don't know the title.
All right, DJ, so give us a name. You got one.
It was all non-film mob.
All right. I would have never got that
And the
anyway,
one
but I know
before
it's
it?
Philmont.
Shimmy, yeah.
That's the name of it. Exactly. But you got to get caught up
He
in
was
the
like,
I like it raw part so much. I'm like, I know that's not I like it raw. I know it's not tight. I'm tight.
I'm
dead.
So
man.
that was
I got
fun. So one of our questions of the night before we wrap it up. Let me go to my story. Sorry. One of our questions of the night was, what's something that's non-sexual that turns you on?
That's
Hey, I gotta. Where we gonna start? I'll start with
Don't ask me.
I was about to say, I
You
thought
trying to ask me first?
I could have went first.
Yo, Blackout plays way fun.
Well, I'll start with it. I'll get my answer. Blackout wanna play. He started with something. He said edges.
He
You
said
heard that, ladies?
something non-sexual that turns you on. Blackout said edges.
Edges. Okay, ladies. So as long as you did your little baby ears and shit today, you know what I'm saying? He gonna look at you. So something non-sexual for me that turns me on is, I guess, I'm gonna say ambition. Like, when I see an ambitious guy, he's over there talking about what he loves and stuff like
She
that,
lying.
and he's going for it.
She lying.
Nah, it's like something about that dude that made me
She
look at you
lying.
like, and if you tall though, at least.
What if he ambitious about being at McDonald's? It's $15.
Nah, there's a different type of ambition.
Why not?
Not
Ambition
chasing
is
the guy.
ambition.
He's trying to go for the
Ambition
fries
is
and
I'm not
ambition.
talking
Right, I was about to say, what if he a manager?
Right.
Right.
I'ma fix
He
that
might
ice
get
cream machine.
25 an hour.
I
He might get 25 an hour.
Managers get salary though.
I want to know
Certain
what
managers
y'all.
As long as I'm there, that ice cream machine gonna work. Goddamn.
I'm not talking about
He says
ambition.
Twix, Snickers.
I'm not talking about financial ambition though. I'm not talking about how you
respect
want to
that.
stack your bag. I'm talking
He's
about
stacking
your
his bag with
dreams.
McDonald's.
What
It's
motivates
15
you?
an hour.
No, I don't know.
He can be
Keep that
motivated
bag.
by
Keep
French
that French
fries.
fry bag. I don't want that.
Listen,
But-
15 an hour is a lot,
So my
okay?
dream.
Let me tell you. It ain't no 9.25 no more.
So,
That's a
what
fact.
I
remember when it was
what's something
$7.50.
non-sexual that turns
Well,
you
it
on,
was
girl?
$5.
They-
Yeah, let
First
me hear
of
that.
all,
Let me hear this one.
This is a trick question. Everything is sexual.
Oh my god.
Everything is
Yo,
sexual
this
to me,
guy.
goddammit. Nah, let me think. Okay, the back of someone's neck.
What?
Ooh, oh yeah, okay. So jawbones.
The back of someone's neck. This shit right here.
You got a nice
You
back of the
responding
neck.
sexual though.
Right.
Back of that
It's not
neck.
sexual.
She said, ooh, that dirt ring. Ooh.
She said, "Turn me on." Excuse me
rings
if I'm
turn you
turned
on?
on just talking about
Kiss
the
your
back
neck
of the
and my
neck.
lips is salty, nigga.
Salty
I can
ass
see.
neck.
I can see the back of the
real.
neck right now.
You been playing ball, nigga. Sweaty ass neck.
I ain't say the sweat on
She
the
said
neck.
you got a dirt ring around your
I'm
white
talking about
tee.
the neck.
Ooh, that's a fake chain, nigga.
Turn your neck green.
Like that green shit on that neck, nigga.
We gotta say multiple. We going around
Add
twice.
flavor. It might
I
be
mean, if you
twice.
say multiple, I would say jawbones. Jawbones is my shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
Jawbone.
especially when you chewing gum.
Okay.
That jawbone, when you get
What?
that, and you clip.
into and be like,
Yeah,
Is that a
right,
winter
right.
fresh, nigga?
Nah, experiment.
Nigga hit it with the.
Yo, oh my God. Shit, yo, that's it. Then give me the angry chew, yeah.
Chewing that bubblicious all right, nigga.
Yeah, why he chewing so bad?
He got the 5-cent hard gun.
That's it. That's it.
Daddy.
Yo, fellas, they like it
That
when you
shit.
pull up on them like this.
That shit still
As
got
long as
flavor,
your breath
nigga.
don't stink, that
You gotta
shit is sexy
chill out.
as fuck.
Breath don't stink.
And hot in here. All right,
God
Johnny,
damn.
what's something non-sexual that turns you on?
I'm gonna be honest, man.
You said breast.
I like when
Nothing
a
sexual about
woman.
no titties.
I like when a woman got her feet right in the winter. Cause y'all be on some
In the
lazy
winter
shit
particular-
in the wintertime. Yes.
First
Leg
of all, they
shave,
definitely, that's a dub, but they
pedicure
definitely don't do
No,
that during the winter
bitch,
time.
ain't no
Ling Ling be closed.
It's a fact.
Ling Ling
Yo,
be closed.
stop selling yourself short,
Facts.
man. Stop waiting till the summertime to
Facts.
go. Take care of that shit in the winter too.
Yeah.
And stop
I want to
using
see your nice
facts.
feet
It's
in the
facts.
winter. Get that
Big
shit done in the
facts.
winter.
They
I don't give a fuck if
definitely
it's
do.
raining, snowing.
Here
I
go
can make it there.
Hold on. I feel
If I can make it
targeted.
there, you can make it there.
They definitely not, bro.
Yeah.
I feel
They
targeted.
definitely
Wait.
Yeah.
Fact.
Fucks with this nigga right
First
here.
of all, they got corns. They got corns and shit. They wear red athletic socks.
And hold up. Just because it's cold outside don't mean you don't got to shave your legs, bitch.
Yeah, fact.
I'm not shaving nobody.
Them legs.
Nah,
You better shave them legs if you want me to eat that pussy, goddammit.
Man,
What my legs got to do with my pussy?
Because you ain't going to be itching my back when I'm trying to eat your pussy.
Fact.
I'm trying to tickle you a little
Hell
bit.
no.
Not with
a
no.
little bit.
Hello. Put your
Just
camera
a
on
little
me. Put your camera in. You ain't tickling nobody with the wild safari. It's not happening. Shave that shit.
It's a calm body massage.
Cut it down.
Sometimes it vibrates. When I go like this.
Hell no.
It's a back massager. What you mean?
Now I shock my hand every time I go to the bathroom because you fucking building up static on my back, bitch.
Facts.
What's wrong with you?
Talk your shit.
God
Turn the
damn.
bathroom like he shot.
I don't give a fuck if it's 3 degrees outside. Shave your motherfucking legs if you want some dick.
So you ain't.
Facts. Talk your
Shit ain't
shit.
cute. She ain't fuck no Sasquatch.
Rico's rant.
You know what used to turn me
you gotta
on
give my
before
son a
it
new
got so
segment,
popular?
because
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he
We
was
was
really
talking
saying
about that. We
though.
was that
He said I said we was gonna have
Shit
a
be getting me
Rico's
tight
rant.
out here in these streets. man.
Rico, get on your bag. Get in
You
your
calling
bag,
that
bro.
shit filthy animals of the day?
Yes.
Fucking rats, man.
Yo,
Nerves, man. Can't
Wait,
stand
so
it.
then what's something non-sexual that turns you on there, Rico?
You stole my answer with a bishop, but I'm gonna let that fly.
I'm
Okay.
dead.
But I do like a girl with some nice shoulders. Feel me?
Shoulders?
I love some shoulders.
So what's a nice shoulder? Because some
with
girls
y'all?
got the football players.
Nah,
I got the football
Some
players.
I don't like.
I got the quarterback basketball.
I like.
She got the linebacker
I like
shoulders.
dainty
got the
shoulders,
hook.
feel me? I want to see the definition. If a girl some nice definition from a clavicle to this, I like that. I like that.
Collarbone.
I like that. That shit cute to me. Feel me? All that. This whole area right here, the whole everything above the everything above the titties. If that shit, I like that. I like that.
I'll fuck
You
you.
want
I like
an
that.
even breast to shoulder ratio.
Facts, man. Facts. Some little off the shoulder shit. You looking wild, cute. I like
Yo,
that.
I used to love do-rags, but y'all niggas made that shit so
Nah,
every
niggas do rags be
day,
dirty though.
like,
Niggas do rags be dirty.
How about women
A
waxing their mustache?
do-rag?
That's
happened?
wait, what?
Women
So that's
waxing their
something.
mustache.
That's something that turns you on.
Yeah, that gotta be real
that
talk.
turns you
Hold on,
on.
put the camera on me. That's a fact.
Wait a
Nah, real
minute.
talk.
You like a
Hold on,
woman
hold
that
on.
shaves
Shout out
her
the blackout.
She better shave that shit.
You need her to shave her
She need to
mustache.
say that.
I'd rather you not have a mustache than
Shout out
shave,
to
but
blackout.
if you got one,
Blackout said, yo, you put that shit in your budget, man. You know your shit heavy. Yo, take care of that. Real talk. Nobody ain't trying to fucking get with the peach fuzz and we all trying to get our... Come on, son. Line that shit up. You seen Friday. Facts, man. Nah, real talk. Shout out to my nigga Blackout for that. Real talk, man.
We're not going to just talk about me in here. No?
First of all, y'all wax your lips every Thursday and Friday. Don't start. Don't
Nah,
start.
fuck outta here.
Nah, yeah. Yeah, feel away now.
My
You
shit
gotta put that in your
clean.
budget, man.
My shit
Facts.
clean.
Y'all got the home wax kit. Don't lie.
No shave November is still going on.
First of all, hold on. Let's make something very clear. Hold on. No shave November. Don't apply to y'all. No.
We know shit.
That's
November.
no. Hold on.
They don't want to
No
cut
shave
no
November
pants.
does not-
That's for niggas. Hold on, no. That's for
shave
niggas like
November
Dre
does
who
not
want
apply
to
to
get they shit.
Nah,
Feel me?
they don't
Get
want
they
to shave
dragging
no
on.
pants.
I like to keep
You
my shit
itching
clean. You know what I'm
too,
saying? Some
nah.
little goatee type shit. Feel
We
me?
itching
That no
too.
shit.
We don't want that all on us.
Y'all got chin hairs.
Out of here.
Carrying that DNA and all that. Nah, so we not shaving either.
Nah, these are the flavor
Ladies,
savers
let your
though.
legs-
I'm saying
let
save a
your
little bit
legs
for
hang
later.
out.
All right, Bob, this is
Nah, that's nothing.
Let
That's
them-
nothing.
let them-
What flavor you saving?
Get your ear hairs popping.
Get out of here.
Your ear hairs? Really? Your ear hairs? You 70? You 70? You should never wear headphones.
Silver
Fuck
snake.
around
Let it
never
all
see
grow
me
out.
again.
No shave November, ladies. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever
Save
you
your
got
underarms
that-
too. Nobody trying to see that.
wow.
Near them bitches.
Listen. I'm all for girls who want to be natural and shit, but understand, unarmed hair is unsanitary.
How is unsanitary?
Because
It was
ho-
a gift from God.
Let me speak
From
my
Jesus.
mind.
Knock it off with the spiritual shit.
That shit lock in the funk.
Knock it off with
That
the
shit
spiritual
lock in the funk. I don't care how much you wash. That
Locks
shit
in the funk.
locks the hairs
Talking
and unhung
shit.
And
and
it also
lock.
protects
shit.
all kind of bacteria.
What bacteria?
and
You-
stuff
what
like
bac- from
that.
what?
That's why you have
From your
to
shirt?
nose,
That's why
From
you
your
need
shirt?
hair.
nose and stuff like
It
that.
blocked the bacteria from your shirt. Come on,
Knock it off.
If you,
Exactly.
I can understand if you
It's a
walking around.
filter.
Filter from what?
It's a filter.
Exactly.
You know, it filters the funk and then it hold it in there.
It filters all the germs and diseases that come on.
But it stink, man. Cut it off.
First of all, you got me tight about diseases. No, frontin'. No, it's frontin'. That's the frontin' disease right there. Diseases. Nah, she's frontin'.
I like
right
men
now.
who cook. I think that's very sexy.
That is
watching a
very
man
First of all,
cook.
every man should be able to know how to cook.
Agreed. So I wait
That's
for the
true,
Yo,
but it's
everybody,
not true.
period. Facts. Fuck
It's
that.
Yeah,
true,
that's a
but
fact.
it's
Oh,
not
it's
true.
called
And if you
Lunchables.
can't cook, at least know the basics. No
Right, right.
spaghetti.
What's the basics? Eggs,
Spaghetti. Anybody-
cereal.
Cereal.
Spaghetti. That's
I can make
Right.
a mean cereal.
Get the
boy.
fuck
You can
out.
make it. You what ingredients you use?
He put that shit on the
You
stove.
want to get the bowl. You want to get the bowl.
Right, the bowl, the
You
bowl.
want to get the water.
spaghetti.
You gonna
gum.
boil the
Water?
water.
That's easy
You
shit to
gonna boil
make.
the water.
Uh-huh.
And then throw the milk in there. So the bitch think you
Oh.
actually cooking.
Bro, I'm gonna say something right now.
Oh, Rico Ranch come back.
Right.
It's a comeback. Rico Ranch.
Nigga said that's not itchy.
Blackout. You my mans. I fuck with you, bro. But that's not it, fam.
That's not it?
You boiling
Nigga
water,
said,
you adding milk.
let the
putting
water
cereal.
boil and touch the
Nah,
ceiling,
no,
and then
Right.
that means it's time to put the
Exactly.
milk.
Open and close the refrigerator a couple times, you good.
No.
Long as you
So
know how to
what's
do the
something that
spaghetti,
gets you
long as you know how
aroused
to.
before there's even any type of intercourse or
I
any
like
type of
watching somebody
foreplay?
get undressed, like OD. Like, just take your clothes off real slow. Nigga, just walk slow, like.
The fuck? It's not an NSYNC movie.
Yes, it is.
So you want to
Yes,
walk?
it is. You're not gonna
So-
tell me what happened to my goddamn.
Under
So
what
fellas,
conditions
if you
though?
got
Do they
the
need
wa-
to
if you
have a
got
nice
the-
body? Is it like
Right, if you got the slow walk with the mean
Right.
shoe,
I
good
mean,
money.
listen, it's you know,
as
it's
long as
no
you're into
offense.
the mean.
No
If I'm
offense,
attracted to you, that's the only way you making it nowhere near me. So that's number one. I'm very
Niggas
mean.
got a slow walk and
I'm
chew
very
hard.
That's
disrespectful.
facts. As I'm saying, he got
Yeah,
that.
that true
Good money.
heart is everything.
Like,
Oh, you gotta smell good too.
look me dead in my fucking
Yes.
eyes
Yes.
too.
No.
Like,
No dirty panty thing.
look me dead
No,
in my
but
eyes.
like the right cologne
Facts.
would set off the mood
saying?
before anything even happened.
What?
That's why
You know
y'all-
what set
that-
up the
wait,
mood?
wait.
I'm
Let's
gonna
speak on
demonstrate
that.
for y'all
That's
right
why
now.
y'all always buying cologne for men. That's the only
You
gift
damn
y'all give
skippy.
niggas.
Yo, you know
damn
what?
That's
You know what
sad.
turns me
That's
all the way
sad.
on? Like, I couldn't even. Whatever else happened, as soon as a nigga go like this,
Use me, baby.
this shit right here, this shit right here, this shit right
What is
here,
happening right now?
this shit right here,
Well,
this shit.
first of all, that's a pasta dance.
Hold on. Can we talk about the ease in which Silver
Right.
just did that though? She's like,
like-
nigga, this
Wait.
shit right here.
And I
nigga.
got some weight on me.
But how
Silver
she just followed
strong.
through.
Here,
She
this
followed
is
through.
shit.
She followed through and balanced her waist.
Right.
The distribution of weight.
Here,
The distribution of
It's my mustache. It's my mustache. It gets me
I was
straight.
about to say, are you
little
letting the
sign
man
in
take
here.
charge, or are you taking charge?
Right.
Like, what
It's
the fuck? That
No,
was
nah. If you pick a nigga up like that,
so I'm saying.
Some niggas like they asking, bro.
yo, fam, you,
Silver, what
that's-
you done did in your
fam,
past
fam, she
life?
picked you up, fam. Word.
That's a fact. Yeah.
I've never had the pleasure.
Nigga,
of,
she was clapping your cheeks against the pool. Nah, come on,
Put your leg
bro.
behind your head, bro. I don't know.
Nigga, she clapped your cheeks. Nah. Come on, man.
Listen,
You can't come
whatever
around
you
here no
let
more.
me consent to me doing,
Oh,
Wow.
Silver.
You nasty. You nasty.
Exactly.
You tossing niggas
What?
salad,
it's all
son.
about consent.
She tossing niggas
Gabrielle
salad.
Union,
She got a safe word.
She's
She got a
Gabrielle
safe word.
Union.
I
What's your safe word?
haven't had the pleasure
What's your safe word?
of putting my finger in a booty or
Nah.
tossing somebody's salad.
I
I haven't had the pleasure, but
No.
whatever you consent to, sign the permission slip,
No.
and let's go for a trip.
This conversation is not FDA approved.
Hey,
Yo, she might have bars after all.
It's a couple dudes.
You heard that?
It's
Yo,
a couple
I
dudes. It's a couple dudes that'll be
She
with
said
it.
she down for whatever.
It's a couple dudes.
She said she like bondage.
Okay, all right.
Let them act shy now.
I'm just saying.
All right, so what's something that turned the fellas on before shit even get crazy? We already said
Turn it off.
ours. Turn y'all on before you even like get sexual.
Conversation. What you about?
Conversation.
It has to
you
be
ain't
sex.
talking about nothing.
Like phone
No. It's like,
Conversation.
nah, like, what you talking about? Like I can't stand the bitch ain't got nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, what's up? Okay, like, hi. But, like, I'm saying you ain't got nothing to, like, what you bringing to the table type shit. You feel me? Because, listen, because a lot of chicks, I'm not gonna say women in here because I don't know how y'all get down, but I'm not gonna say all women either because there's no absolutes in life. But a lot of women,
they all got mustaches.
a lot of women, hold on, a lot of women feel like they bring the pussy to the table and then that's all that's necessary.
And they be dry.
Hold
So
on.
you need a stimulating conversation
Right.
before anything.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Fuck my mind first, bitch. You feel me? Because this
Nigga said the Pythagorean theorem.
you know what I'm saying?
We gonna be like,
Listen, because one thing I hate.
Rico be like, yo, you know the table of contents?
Yeah, because you know what I hate? I hate gossip. You feel me?
Right,
Like,
right,
don't tell
right,
me what
right,
he said.
right,
That shit turns me off. I'd be like, I was like, oh, this is whack. Like, don't tell me Bad Girls Club type shit. What this bitch said. Like,
Oh, did
who
you
fucking
see
who at the
that
job?
house?
Like, I don't
Shade
care
room.
about none of that shit.
Look at this post.
Yeah, I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? You got
that's
something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? That shit turn me on. Like, I feel like you really about something.
Yeah.
You're not just like everybody else. Cause like I go fuck anybody if I want to just fuck anybody. I'm trying to fuck with you.
no, he lying. He don't fuck with y'all filthy animals.
Nah. That's a fact. I don't fuck with the filthy animals. That's just,
All right,
facts.
Mr. Floss, what turns you on before y'all even get to the bedroom?
Let me see. I kind of like when we like first start before we get to the foreplay shit. Like when when y'all put your hands right up here. I got my hand on your waist. Like,
Oh, he like that's
He
the
like the
slow
booty grab.
jam.
Like,
Yeah.
when
That's the slow jam 99 volume 6.
Marvin Gaye this shit.
That's what that move is. I know that move.
hit me with the.
Nigga got the mic all close. Oh yeah.
WBLS.
giving you all my love.
Yay!
You were listening to
man.
Lethal
That's the
Lips.
moment.
107.5.
Yo, that's WBLS.
This song is for Teflon John.
Oh yeah.
He said, baby, they just shouted me out. You know you gotta give it up crazy. You know you gotta give it up crazy.
This the loving hours, ladies. This one goes out to all the single women out there.
Yes. They gonna be at your shows butt ass naked.
They're like, pick me. Oh my God. Me and Johnny L. touch your back. What if they had small arms and they only could touch your
Nah, I like me a short chick, but them little arms, nah.
T-Rex.
I can only go this.
That's a filthy animal.
No.
That's a filthy animal.
I can only go this far, Johnny. You have to turn around. Pick me up.
I'm gonna need to collect a check for that pussy. I'm sorry.
Oh God.
That's some special needs.
He gonna
pussy
be
right
like, shorty gonna have to sign this non-disclosure.
there. This never happened, right?
Nah, that's OD.
It's
That's straight.
Oh man, that's funny as fuck.
recording you on my
dead.
camera, baby. Get this
dead. He was,
videotape popping.
I was gonna say he was an R. Kelly cameraman.
All right. I take it. No. All right. With that,
Oh,
Got to stop picking on
With that,
this is where we gotta end
That-
this.
we done ran like. Nah, but let us know where to find you, Johnny. How to find your music. How to follow you. All that good shit.
Yeah, everything is Johnnie Floss, JOHNNIE FLOSS, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snap, JohnnyFloss.com, the website. Go get those singles out. Raise the Bar featuring DNA out right now. I'll Do For You. Wine and Wordplay dropping soon.
You have any shows coming up?
Yeah, I got a crazy end of the month, right? So 22nd, I'm opening for K Camp in Cleveland. The next day I'll be in Connecticut for Road to Success 4. And then Sunday I'll be at SOB's for the Creative Chaos.
Yes! Shout out to Coney Brooks. He's headlining, and your girl is hosting. It's gonna be motherfucking
It's gonna be lit.
Hip Hop Mike is gonna be there. It's
And I'm
gonna
back.
be-
And I'm back at SOB's too, April 8th for the Sounds of New York concert too. So pull up.
Alright, guys, make sure you guys are
Make sure
following
you
us.
hashtag Teflon John.
Yeah.
To get in for
I was
free.
gonna say
To
when
get
he
it for
said
free.
it's Johnny Floss, I was like, you lying.
To get in for free.
It's Teflon
Make
John.
sure
You
know
might
how
get
to
a discount
introduce
on her ticket.
That's what she wants to do.
What is intro gonna be correct?
She right. Guys, make sure you guys are following the
man.
Lethal Lips page. That's at lethal_lipsuitersv_podcast. You can find us on every media platform: iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Music, all that good stuff. Follow me personally at urban_classic with a Q. Don't question it. Follow your girl.
It's me. Follow me, Silva, King Sylvia on the gram, KINGSLVY, cause I'm that bitch. You heard. And make sure to follow The Culture at Follow The Culture. Make sure to follow DJ Blackout at DJ Blackout CEO.
Wow.
Did I get it? Did I get it?
It took you a while though.
No, that was a second.
I'm proud. I'm proud. You thought about that way too
Don
hard.
Rico _HBO.
Yes.
HBO.
And also follow BYB _ network.
BYB _ network.
BYB
Oh,
_ network. We have a lot of
we
events
intelligent.
coming up also. By the way, we will be speaking at 2 women's empowerment and awareness events from the 23rd to the 24th. So guys, pop out, check our media pages to follow us and see how you can get your tickets, etc. It's going to be good events. Also, April 6th, again, we have Taz's hair show that we'll be covering as well. So make sure you guys pop out to that. Also, we have
Taz is coming next
y'all gonna
week.
be there for that? Oh, that's gonna be lit.
Taz will be back
Dope.
next week.
Yeah.
And headlining is Asia from Hustle and BK.
Yes,
so
exactly.
it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be
That's
lit
a neat
events,
bit,
guys.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, we gonna be busy or whatever.
That's Haitian.
Yes,
Like,
oh,
it's so
and
smart put together.
Chef Nitty will be on the
Yes.
show in April as well.
Yes,
He has
April
his event, his
Brunch.
all you can eat brunch.
Yes.
March 30th.
Can't wait to.
It's in Harlem.
That's
It's
what's
gonna
up.
be so fucking lit.
Yeah, I need to be there too. I ain't gonna
So
hold you.
lit.
Yeah.
All you can eat brunch. That's
Yes.
what's up.
Yes,
Yeah.
girl.
Yes.
Now,
So
by
guys,
all you can eat, what do you specifically mean? That's what I'm saying.
guys, make sure you guys follow us again for all these events. There's gonna be a lot going on. We'll see you next week. All right.
Yo, what's good, Josh? Your boy Johnnie Floss, aka Mr. Clever One-Liners, aka LL Cool Floss, and I'm rocking with the ladies at Lethal Lips Podcast.